Hi, I'm Terry, and I'm nuts about stamping. I'm back today with another Sundays with Sizzix project. It's this birthday card that I made for a special little friend. And look, the door opens and there's a little image inside. Here are the products I used to make the card. I used my Big Shot, my 2 standard cutting pads, and I would like to introduce to you one of Shelley's exclusive favorites. It's a brand new die in the Holiday Mini Catalog. It's called Peekaboo frames. Here's the Holiday Mini Catalog that you should have received in the mail from me if you're one of my customers. And if you look on page 36, here's the Peekaboo frames die. For cardstock, I used Baja Breeze, Peach Parfait, Just Add Cake Designer Series paper, So Saffron, and Whisper White. I used 3 ink pads. I used Baja Breeze, Wild Wasabi, and So Saffron. I used my blender pen, and I used the 1/16 inch handheld punch. I used the Turtle & Company stamp set. This is a great stamp set that is a supporter of Ronald McDonald House, and it's really cute for maybe cards for younger people. And I used the frog image, maybe young at heart people too, like me. I used my large oval punch, my small oval punch, and my scallop oval punch. I used the 5/8 inch neutral assortment of brads, my jet black StazOn ink, and I used Stampin' Dimensionals. I always use Stampin' Dimensionals, don't I? All right, I'll get things ready and I'll show you how to create the frame for the front of the card. Back in a moment. All right, so let's create the frame for the front of the card. It's a Peekaboo frame, which is kind of fun. I've got my bottom standard cutting pad. I've got my Peekaboo frames die. I'm going to put a square of the Peach Parfait cardstock over the frame that I want to die cut, and then the top standard cutting pad, and then just get it rolling on into your Big Shot. And then it'll cut it out, and it'll also create a score line like so. So it's got a little door frame opener. You can pull that off, and then you can use your bone folder, or if you're really good, you could just fold this back so that it has a crease for the door to open and shut. All right, so what I did was I used a piece of Baja Breeze cardstock for my card base. I put the Just Add Cake strip across. I adhered the frame, but before I adhered the frame, I took some scrap Whisper White cardstock. The measurements for underneath this frame piece will be on my blog, as will all the measurements. I stamped the frog using the Jet Black StazOn, colored it with my blender pen and my Wild Wasabi and So Saffron ink. And then before I adhered the white piece with the frog on it to the back of the frame. Then I used my handheld 1/16 inch hole punch, punched a hole, added my white brad, so it just gives a little interest to opening the door. And then I adhered the frame piece onto the card. Then I did the phrase with the layers, and I put a couple of Stampin' Dimensionals underneath. Since this seemed to be lifted off or add some dimension to the front of the card, I decided to add some dimension to the phrase that says hippie, hoppy, happy, hello on the front of the card. And that's it. This card takes just seconds to make, but is really cute. And don't you think a little person, or a person who's young at heart, would love to get a little card like that? For a complete listing of the supplies and the measurements to make this card, please visit my blog, www.nutsaboutstamping.com. While on my blog, don't forget to subscribe to my mailing list. There's a Join My Mailing List box in the top left-hand corner of my blog. I have my September newsletter coming out with several announcements and several project ideas that you won't want to miss. You can ask me a question using the Contact Me button. You can send me an email through my blog to place an order, or you can just cruise through and look at lots of other samples. I'm Terry. I am nuts about stamping. See you next time. Bye for now.